And there have been scores of rescues overnight and into the morning in Houston. That is where we find Mark Strassmann. Mark?
Good morning, Christine. I'm standing in one example of the flash flooding that is all over the city of Houston. You can think of this city as a series of islands, areas completely surrounded by water. That's there's an on-ramp to I-10 behind me, and it's the same story in Houston all over the place. You can't get there from here. Everything is completely impassable. I think folks here are waking up to a harsh reality, which is that they see what water is here, they look at the forecast, and they realize that they are in for an extraordinary and potentially traumatic week. They've already had 6 inches of rain in an hour, up to 14 inches of rain in 3 hours, up to 30 inches of rain in 24 hours. And the forecast says that this rain is going to just keep coming. One local meteorologist said that this city will get a year's worth of rain, a year's worth, just in this storm. So there's a flood evacuation, a flood emergency order in effect. People being told to stay off the road, stay indoors, find high ground, and stay in that high ground. Some people have even been climbing into attics. The police chief says if you're going to do that, you need to bring an axe. Why? Because if the water rises up to the attic, you need to have a way to get out. And the axe, maybe you could punch through to the roof and get out that way. And that, of course, brings up another point, which is that the Coast Guard has already begun urban search and rescue operations. If you recall, the Coast Guard plucking people off the rooftops in New Orleans during Katrina. The reality is that could become the case here too if the rain keeps falling, if the waters continue to rise and people have no place to go. Christina, truly an emerging crisis here in Houston and for the surrounding areas too.
To think things are going to look worse than they do now, Mark, is just absolutely devastating. Thank you for that update from Houston.